Hello everyone, welcome to Cleaning Out the Shadow, the Inner Psyche. I hope everyone's having a great Sunday. As I was driving, I was looking at all the houses that are decorating for Halloween, and all I see is a bunch of scary, spooky energy. Monsters, vampires, demons. And people don't understand, you're bringing that energy to your home. What do you think Halloween represents? And it's so interesting that people are afraid of sage and crystals and stones that are actually a part of us. They are the keepers of the earth. And they're afraid of this, and yet they'll put an energy in their home. That energy, you bring it to you. You don't think vampires didn't exist? Please, better research. Okay, so we're going to clean out our inner psyche. Why? Because everyone has one. It's attached to your distorted ego. I am on one today, I swear. Okay, so we're going to pick a shadow prompt so that you can write your emotions on paper or in your journal. Get it out of your body. You don't want it in there because it's just going to cause you oxidative stress, and oxidative stress will kill you. No lie. Causes all kinds of illnesses in the body. Okay? What's wrong with my throat chakra today? Let's pick a card. What's on your bucket list? No, a bucket list doesn't have to be something that, you gotta do everything before you die. No, it could just be something that you want to do. You know? Before you die. Doesn't mean you're going to go right away. But you can have a list of things that you want to accomplish. Name a person you are grateful for. That could be something in childhood. For me, I was grateful for my grandfather, because my grandfather is the one person who helped me with my spiritual gifts. You know, there's a story. I was about 8 years old, 8 through 10, because he died when I was 10. And I was seeing a lot of shadows and things like that. And I mentioned to him when we were in the garage that there was a shadow in the corner. And my grandfather was a full-blooded Navajo Indian, Sioux Indian. And he told me not to talk to them because... And I was curious. I'm like, why? He said, don't talk to them because they'll never leave. Yeah. I was like, wow, okay. But my grandfather died when I was 10, and I saw him for over a year before he actually crossed, because sometimes it can take our loved ones a year to cross over. Yeah. Okay, so we are going to do, so we have two shadow prompts. Name a person you are grateful for. I'm grateful for my grandfather. And what's on your bucket list? You can make a list of things that you want to accomplish. It could be things of adventure, goals. It can be anything, really. It's your bucket list. You can do what you want with your bucket list. Okay, so we're going to pull some shadow is, what shadow does, because this is what shadow does. For me, I want to swim with sharks. I know. Well, I've pet a shark once. I've had close encounters at least about 4 times. Okay, so let's get a shadow is what shadow does. Let's do another shuffle, I'm thinking. Yeah. So anyway, I see all these decorations, and they have all these, everything's all spooky and scary, and I guess that's what Halloween represents, right? So who are you giving that one day of your life to? Who are you worshiping on that day? Well, you can look in your yard and see. All right. When someone shows you their true colors, don't try to repaint them. See it for what it is. And that can go with just about anything, really. Relationships, friendships, even family. You know, and basically when someone shows you their true colors, don't try to repaint them. What do we do when we're in relationships? We forgive right away what that person has done. We try to repaint them. Oh, it'll get better. No, it just gets worse, right? Of course it does. When someone shows you their true colors, don't try to repaint them. See it for what it is. Run. Because anyone who's in shadow, hasn't integrated the shadow with the light, that's where possession happens. I'm going to speak on it. It's Halloween, right? The Halloween month. Everybody's got witches and goblins and demons in their yards. Let's speak on the truth here. When you don't integrate your shadow and your light, that's how possession starts. That's how possession can happen. Because the Archons, Satan's army, the dark forces, they control people through their inner psyche. That's how people get controlled. That's how priests do bad things, because they haven't integrated their inner psyche. We all have one. Don't think that you don't. Unresolved pain. If you carry unresolved pain, you will attract people who trigger that pain. Okay? If you carry unresolved pain, you will attract people who trigger that pain. That's a known fact. So if you keep attracting the same things over and over, it's unresolved pain. Work on that inner psyche. You might want to work on it. Yep. So we are going to get a couple of cards from the famous quotes. I like the famous quotes because I like learning about what ancient people have said and how it's still true to this day. Man's task is to become conscious of the content that presses upward from the unconscious. Carl Jung, and he was a psychologist. He's the one who left behind a bunch of data in regards to the inner psyche prompts. The inner psyche, our shadow self. We all have one, and we must integrate. Because once you integrate it, those Archons, the dark forces of the world, they can't possess you because you start operating in a higher frequency. They can't reach those frequencies. They can only reach lower, dense frequencies. And you owe it to yourself. Think about it. Start noticing when you start having thoughts. Are they really yours? Because they control the fears, the stress of the world, the illusions, the anger, all the bad things that people do, right? Let's get another card. Oh, in my other video, I was talking about a woman who also was a spiritual master. And like Carl Jung, he was a psychologist. She too was a seer. And she said there's lots of people who are soulless. And she's right about that, because when I went on my spiritual journey, with my higher self connecting to me and my divinity and my spiritual team, there are three types of souls that are born in this world. Souls who see when shown, and souls who cannot see. And those are the ones, some are soulless. So here's another. To cage a free spirit is to crush its very breath. Chaos is for their flow. It's their survival. Think about that. I'm a free-spirited person, and every relationship that I've gotten into has always tried to cage me. And the only thing that erupted from that was chaos. That became my survival. This is so true. Once you integrate your shadow, your inner psyche, and you heal it from all the past traumas, it is so easy for you to start operating in a higher frequency, and you don't subject yourself to people who are going to cage you. Friends, family, co-workers, etc. You don't subject yourself to that. You spot it. And you walk away. Here's another one. There is an invisible world that permeates your home, a stubble field that influences your thoughts, emotions, and even your sleep. And plants know this world well. Plants are very, very sacred if you get the right ones. Like, for instance, a peace lily. Peace lilies don't need very much care. They thrive in the dark areas of your home, but they clear out negative energy and toxins and pollutions in the home. Everyone who has some type of upper respiratory problems, peace lilies, you should have one, because they clear out the toxins and help you breathe better. Even lavender. And I'll make a separate video on plants. Oh my God. Plants are amazing, especially if you get the spiritual plants. The plants that are needed for cleansing, like sage. Sage. Wait, here. Sage. Sage clears out negative energy. A shadow walked in with me last year during Memorial Day. I didn't talk to it. I didn't even act like I acknowledged it, but I seen it. I busted out my sage and started clearing out. They run from sage. It's a very spiritual plant. They cleanse and dissolve negative energy. I'm going to get a healing mantra card for us. Shuffle them up a little bit. And this one is receiving elevation. Elation, sorry. Receiving elation. Let's see. I am born of infinite joy. When you stay in a joyous, positive vibration, you can attract anything that you want, even money, because money is energy, okay? It's not the root of all evil. It just depends whose hands it gets into, okay? And you can say this one. I say this one every day. Money comes to me when I am joyful and relaxed. So I'm going to read this card. I am born infinite joy. Yes, you are. Let's see, which one was it? Sorry, guys. Receiving elation. Elation. Receiving elation. It comes with a book, so I'm going to read the book, and see what we got. Sorry. Why can I not find it? Oh, receiving. So they are sorry. Here we go. Okay. I am born of infinite joy. When elation is received, joy becomes your natural state of being. In elation, you are aligning with the elastic nature of the universe. To live each moment with renewed passion and purpose. Elation helps you enjoy your human journey as it is right now without projecting your fulfillment onto the anticipation of future pending outcomes. And you know, that is so true because it's important for us to stay in the present moment. If you think about the past, it keeps you stuck. If you think about the future, it gives you anxiety because you start to worry about it. Are you doing everything that you need to do regarding your future? It's the future. You don't even need to worry about it. All you need to worry about is the present moment, because what you do in the present moment is your future. Remember that, okay? And also remember, anxiety is contagious. Why? Because it's an energy. If you have anxiety and you're living with other people in the home, everyone is going to have anxiety. Mental illness, it's an illusion. It is one of the imbalances of the mind, one of the 7 imbalances of the mind. It's to keep you stuck. You can overcome anything, especially when you clear out that inner psyche. Integrate it with your light. Everything in your body becomes aligned. Your nervous system. And when you heal that nervous system, you're healing, you know, when you heal, excuse me, I said that backwards. When you heal trauma, you heal pain in the body, you heal your nervous system. It starts to reset. You start feeling better. And I want that for everyone. I know for a fact I've lived that. I've experienced it. And I don't have that anymore. And I know for a fact during my spiritual awakening is not easy. Okay? People are going to say that, because if you can't handle it, you start getting scared. You know, it's not easy because people get diagnosed with psychosis and all this stuff. No, it's your higher soul connecting to you. And you get scared. But if you've already had that, a seer, hear and see, as for me, when I was a child, I've always had it. So I'm not scared of it. What I'm scared of is people putting vampires and demons in their yard for Halloween. That's scary because that's an energy. The devil energy. Yeah. It's not this thing with horns. Trust me, it's not coming. But the energy will. So remember that. All right. And that is our segment for today. The shadow prompts. I'm going to grab the other one so you know for sure what they are. What's on your bucket list. Make a list of things that you want to do. It can be anything. And name a person you are grateful for. All right, you guys. Thank you and have a wonderful day.